There is a new development about Tesla Giga Berlin. Environmental groups are now calling for the Tesla documents to be redisplayed and for a new round of talks to approve the Tesla factory. 800 objections were filed during the online discussion on the Tesla factory as of yesterday. However, environmentalists are now accusing the responsible state office of serious procedural errors that could push back the schedule for the start of production. Welcome back, dear friends. This is Armen Harayan from torpnews.com. If you are here first time, please subscribe to our channel for daily Tesla updates and give us thumbs up if you find this report useful. After the end of the online discussion, which ended yesterday, of objections to the construction of Tesla Giga Berlin factory in Grünheide near Berlin, several environmental associations have called for a repetition. They justified this on Friday, among other things, with a serious procedural error by the State Office for the Environment, which is responsible for the issue of the factory's final permit, factory's final approval. The authority did not meet the deadline for announcing the internet consultation, the lawyers said of the Naturschutzbund, Nabu, and Brandenburg Green League, Thorsten Deppner, on Friday. Online discussion of over 800 objections to the factory Giga Berlin began on September 24 and ended Thursday. I had report on that saying that was the last day. We hope that the permit will come soon. The authorities are now examining whether there is still a need for examination. It is therefore also unclear when the final approval of the car factory from Tesla will be decided. Tesla also wants to manufacture batteries there, of course. Critics fear that drinking water could become scarce as a result and that it would have negative consequences for plants and animals. Tesla has rejected this claim. But today also there is a word from the Water Association, which I'm about to tell you. So stick with us, please, and subscribe to our channel. So deadlines are said to have been missed. Let's see what. According to the lawyer, the online consultation should have been published in the official gazette at least a week before the start of the law. But that only happened 2 days before, on September 22nd, said Deppner. The deadline was not met. If it should not be the case in Brandenburg that there is a special treatment for Tesla in an illegal manner, then the LFU, the State Environment Office responsible for this, and the state government must stand by their words, said the lawyer from Nabu and Green League. So I think what they're doing, they're seeing what has been missed in the law and they're pushing for that. According to the Ministry of the Environment, the reaction of the environmental associations was received on Thursday evening and is before the approval authority right now. The State Environment Agency is doing a legal examination, and let's see what happens next. The associations are also calling for a new interpretation of Tesla's building application. Deppner accused the country that the latest version of the application was illegal because the US electric car maker Tesla was still missing statements. That's what they said. In addition, Tesla's application has been significantly changed, especially in the area of incident analysis, said the managing director of the Brandenburg Green League, Michael Genschow. Especially the information on the use of substances is still blacked out or incomplete. If you remember, Tesla had released some information we had reported before. Some areas, proprietary areas, were blacked out. So this is what they're pointing to, I guess. Now, environmental groups warn against Lex Tesla. According to the environmental associations, 3 substances were added to the calculations of the quantities of substances, sodium hypochlorite and hydrofluoric acid, as chemicals and airbags as hazardous waste. Not all changes were clearly marked for the critics. The public was unable to comment on this part of the application documents that was relevant to health and the environment, said the association's statement. Also, there is a quote I want to share with you. Here it is. If there should be a Lex Tesla here, then we expect that significant improvements will be made before approval can be given, said Nabu Managing Director Christian Schroeder. Now, the Environmental Association's statement that after approval, actually, they stated that after approval, the objection period is 1 month. If an objection is granted, an action can be taken. The associations have not yet specified the further procedure. The timeline for the decision on Tesla's first electric car factory, known as Giga Berlin, in Europe is therefore still open, friends. The 3 week discussion of over 800 objections to the factory, like I said, ended on Thursday. From Friday, the authorities then examined whether there were new findings and tests, said the spokeswoman for the Ministry of the Environment, Frauke Zelt, on Thursday. How much time this will take is still open. We were hoping that now that the discussions ended, everything will be like a matter of weeks and the approval will come and Tesla will start producing cars in the next couple of weeks. But now, according to ministry, there have been around 29,400 hits on the site since September 27. That's how much interest is there on this matter. Tesla boss Elon Musk said in an open house last Saturday in Grünheide that he wanted to start production of electric cars there at Giga Berlin by December at the latest. Critics fear problems with drinking water and with the habitat of plants and animals. Tesla had rejected this criticism. The new online discussion had become necessary because Tesla had updated its building application, among other things, because of the planned battery factory on the site of Giga Berlin of the factory, because Tesla wants to build the 4680 batteries also there. Because the final approval for the factory is not yet available, Tesla has so far been building it on the basis of preliminary approvals. Now, also, the water supply for the region has been clarified for the first expansion stage of the Tesla factory in Grünheide. But if production grows, drinking water could become scarce. This is what RBB, the Brandenburg's public radio, reports. The Brandenburg Ministry of Environment sees no need for action so far, in the opinion of the Responsible Water Association. The drinking water supply in the region is not yet secured in the case of a further expansion of the factory of Tesla in Grünheide near Berlin. Here's a quote I want to share with you. How you want to meet the needs is completely open, said the head of the Strasbourg-Erkner Water Association, Andre Bachler. He also referred to the settlement of other companies, such as suppliers and new apartments for employees. So there is going to be increased need of water, and that question, how it's going to be solved, is still open. Nobody knows where the water should come from for the additional needs. A contract has already been signed for the water supply for the first stage of expansion of the factory in Grünheide. The Brandenburg Ministry of the Environment sees no need for action so far. We have not yet received any plans or applications for further expansion stages, said spokesman Frauke Zelt. She also referred to a working group on water perspectives for the eastern Berlin area. The ministry is also having other water resources explored, for example, in the Hangelsberg area. I think by the time the second part of the expansion of Giga Berlin comes, Tesla and the Water Association have enough time to think about where the water will come. Tesla boss Elon Musk said in open house on Grünheide October 9, like I said, that he wanted to start production earlier, as early as in December. However, the schedule now is still open because of the final approval missing for the reasons I just described above. After an online discussion of objections to the factory, the responsible authority in Brandenburg are investigating whether there is a need for further testing. Critics fear problems with drinking water now and negative consequences for the environment, like the Nabu and Green League Association. Now, Tesla says had rejected this criticism about water. The company also wants to mass produce its batteries. Tesla said they will use 2.2 cubic meters of water for each car made. Tesla is currently assuming water consumption of 1.4 million cubic meters per year for the car plant at full capacity of 500,000 vehicles per year. The company had reduced the value by 30% through water saving measures. Tesla now estimates, like I said, 2.2 cubic meters of water per electric car made at Giga Berlin, including the plant battery production, and emphasizes that this is below the industry average of more than 3 cubic meters used per one car. Let me know your thoughts, friends, all of these things. When do you think the final permit will come, especially in light of this new examination? This is Armen Harayan from TorqueNews.com. Please subscribe to our channel, join our community, and give us thumbs up for this report if you find it helpful, and tweet it out. I would greatly appreciate it. That supports a lot. And God bless you. Peace be with all of you. And I'll see you soon in our next report. Have a great day.